Welcome back to Rocky Railway, everyone. Oh, we're on track for another incredible day today. Let's start the fun by singing Your Power Will Pull Us Through.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. And we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Trusting in you. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you.
All right, excellent, everybody. That was fabulous. Okay, we've been imagining what it's been like to be on a steam engine, right? Traveling through the massive Rocky Mountains. How many of you have been to the Rocky Mountains? Raise your hands. Woo! I can almost see you wherever you are that you're raising hands. I've been to the Rocky Mountains too, and it's so beautiful. It takes a lot of power to pull a heavy train with all these train cars like that through those steep, winding mountains. Remember, on Monday, we had this tea kettle. And do you remember that we talked about how that same steam that makes this kettle whistle through this little hole as the pressure is let out through the boiling water? It's let out through that little hole, and the pressure releases this little whistle. That pressure that's contained can give the train the power to pull a whole line of cars. And that is pretty amazing. And that makes me wonder what else is powered by steam. So I did a little research, just, a smidgen. So some power plants use steam. Now, what is a power plant? Well, those give power to an entire city, like Omaha or Des Moines or Seattle or Atlanta. It's a power plant that uses steam, and they use that steam to create energy that then powers the city, so that when you go to plug in your coffee maker or your blow dryer or you need to charge your phone, all of that stuff, that takes power. And so a power plant will generate that power and send it to the city. So some power plants use steam to generate that power. A long time ago, there were things called steam-powered tractors before we had gasoline and all that kind of stuff. Steam-powered cars, steam-powered ships. All of that steam power, it can create a lot of power, that steam, when you kind of condense it. All right, well, here today in the Bible, we're going to be talking about God's Son Jesus and the awesome, huge, bigger than death power that he has. There's a verse in the Bible that reminds us that the same mighty, awesome, unbelievable power that brought Jesus back to life lives inside of us. It's from Romans 8:11, and it says, "The Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you." Isn't that awesome? Think of the power that God has put inside of you. The Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. That's just awesome. You know, if you traveled on a train, your trip would have a beginning and an end, right? If you travel on an airplane, you would take off from one airport and you land in another airport. If you are going on a car trip with your family, you'd start in your driveway and you'd end in your aunt's driveway, and then you would leave her and come back and end. So when you go on a train ride, you have a beginning and an end. Life is like that too. We all begin when we're born, and our lives end when we die. Let's look at that closer for just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to get this little bottle of water here. Now, oh dear, see, I've already spilled on myself. I did that earlier too. All right, so here we're going to imagine that this water is life, okay? So we're pouring some water, whoopsies, into that. I'm making a mess, and that's okay. So we're imagining that this water is life, okay? So you are born, and you're crawling around, you're learning how to walk, and then, you know what, you get a little older, and guess what? You go to preschool, right? You go to preschool. And let's see here. After preschool, elementary school. That'd be a good thing to go to. Let's go to elementary school. Okay, we're at elementary school. Then you can go to middle school because you're getting older. And then you know what? After middle school comes high school. All right. Then for some of you, you may go to vocational school. You may go straight to work. Or you might go to college. That'd be the next step, maybe, in your life. So you go to college or you go to work, then you start earning money. Guess what you have to do then? You got to pay taxes. We got to pay taxes. That's part of life. We pay taxes. Oh, my goodness. And then you work a really, really, really long time because that's what you do now. You went to school and you learned to do something, whether it's plumbing, electricity, being a doctor, whatever it is, driving a vehicle safely that you're in charge of other people, you're working and working and working. Okay, then, you know what? You might get married. Let's say you get married. Not everybody, but let's say you get married. And you have kids. That's another part of life. And then you have grandkids. Oh my goodness, those will keep you busy. Wow, our life, it's a really long life. Look at this, our glass is filling up. It's a really long life. But you know what? At some point in time, that life ends. It ends. It's over. You've died. So we're born and we die. And, when we think about the end of life, when we die, it can make us feel kind of really sad, some of us. But Jesus' power is amazing. You know that? And with Jesus' power, we can have a life in heaven that goes on forever. We talked about that the other day, that, the life here on earth is just a small amount of time. Life in heaven is forever. And it just, you know what? Oh my gosh. We didn't die. We are risen with Jesus Christ, and we're in heaven. And our life, it's going on and on. It just never ends, does it? And that's because we live forever. And our glass is overflowing. Have you ever heard our cup overfloweth? We are overflowing with joy and hope because we're going to be with Jesus in heaven forever. It just never ends. Isn't that awesome? I just can't believe it. That's awesome. All right. To make that happen, you know what? That's our Bible point today. Sorry, that's our Bible point today, that Jesus' power lets us live forever. Trust Jesus. Jesus' power lets us live forever. Trust Jesus. Our life on earth will end. But because of Jesus, we can have the power to live with him in heaven forever. Now, to make that happen, Jesus had to give up his own life by dying on a cross. You'll hear more about that later today, but let's sing about that cross and what it means to us. So let's stand and sing The Old Rugged Cross, a very beautiful song.
I heard that our friend Cam was able to get the train up and over the mountain. He probably won't be back for a few hours, so we'll have to ask him about it later.
I'm here. I'm here. I made it.
Oh, Cam! What happened to you? Traveling on a train isn't supposed to be that tiring. Isn't the train supposed to do all the work?
Oh, no, yeah, no, everything went great. We delivered the M&Ms and everyone was so happy. And we turned the train around to come back and we were on our way back. And then I started thinking how great it would be if we got back faster.
Aw, did you miss us?
Yeah, of course. But in order to make the train go faster, you need to make more steam. And in order to make more steam, you need to make the furnace hotter. And in order to make the furnace hotter, you gotta shovel more coal. So there we were. We were shoveling coal. And it wasn't enough, so we added more coal. And then...
And then you got here faster.
No, we ran out of coal.
Oh, that's tiring and frustrating.
Yeah, just when I thought we were gonna make it, the train came to a halt miles away from the station. And I went off hiking to find help while the rest of the crew stayed with the train.
Wow. Well, everything comes to an end. Coal runs out, trains stop, parties end, people graduate from school, adults retire. It's just a part of life.
Well, that is not the most encouraging thing you've ever told me.
Let me finish. Today, my friends and I are learning that Jesus' power lets us live forever. And thanks to Jesus, life can continue on forever and never run out.
Wow, that is the most encouraging thing you've ever told me.
See? I just needed to end my story.
Yeah, but I haven't known anyone who lived forever.
Then it sounds like you need to hear more about Jesus, Cam. I'm happy to tell you about him because, well, he's my forever friend.
Well, let me go find a train that can go save the rest of my crew, and then when I get back, you can tell me everything you have to say.
Okay, I'll be right here waiting. Forever.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
I'm wondering who is going to help us remember that Jesus' power lets us live forever. Trust Jesus. Who might that be? Let's find out.
Are you ready to splash into another fantastic day at VBS? I'm Finn, a rainbow trout. I'm happiest when I'm taking a dip in a clean, bubbly mountain stream. This is the life. This stream is where I began life. This exact spot where I hatched is pretty important to me, but we'll get to that later. I spend most of my day flipping my fins, swishing my scales, and exploring this awesome river looking for food. I love to eat. Me and my fishy friends spend about 80% of our day looking for food. I use my mouth to poke around and look for good stuff to eat. And sometimes I end up getting a mouthful of weeds and sticks. Not bad. Of course, it's not as good as the bugs or the crustaceans I usually like. I'll even jump out of the water for them. God gave me something super sharp to help me find food. My eyes. They show me what to eat and what to stay away from. After being born, I might travel to a new stream far away from my home. But when it's time to lay eggs, rainbow trout always return home. My cousins, steelhead trout, travel from a freshwater stream all the way to the ocean. Even if they've lived in the ocean for a couple of years, they swim against the stream to make it back home. That takes a lot of power. Wow. Home is important to me and my fish family. Jesus knew that a forever home was important too. That's why Jesus died, to pay for all the wrong things you've ever done or will ever do. Because those sins are paid for, you can have life forever in an awesome place called heaven. But Jesus' power doesn't just cover your sins. Jesus is so powerful that he beat death forever. But it gets even better. The Bible tells us the Spirit of God, who raised Jesus from the dead, lives in you. That means a friendship with Jesus gives you the same awesome power that let him beat death. Wow! So, if you're feeling worried or sad, or things seem out of control, remember that Jesus' power is bigger than anything, and it's right there for you. Jesus' power lets us live forever. Trust Jesus.
Finn is fantastic, isn't he? And surprising. Finn is a reminder of Jesus' power and love. I just love Finn, and look how colorful Finn is. Finn reminds us that Jesus' power lets us live forever. Trust Jesus. All right, we're going to do this at home. Put your hands together like this, and then kind of go like this, like you're a fish, you know? This is our bubbly buddy Finn, and you're swimming around. And if you're by yourself, just kind of bump yourself in the head. But if you are with your brother or sister or a friend, kind of hit the back of your hands together in a kind of a Finn high five. There you go. And tell them that they are going to have a fantastic day at Rocky Railway. Woo, we're just swimming along. We're going to have a fantastic day at Rocky Railway. Yay! All right, again, today's Bible verse from Romans 8:11, amazing. The Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. Romans 8:11. And remember that God's love never ends. It's always, always going. All right, well, all of you have a very fantastic rest of your day here at Rocky Railway. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.